Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We are in episode 5 of Extreme Weight Loss. And I want to follow up where we left off, Adam, talking about just what that journey is like. We mentioned that there are a lot of people who need those smaller breaks in there, or I should say those smaller goals. And sometimes it does take an actual break. You know, diet breaks have become a popular term. But do you ever just say, you know, hey, let's just take a break? And how do you do that? Because obviously you still have to have some guideline, some kind of, as you said earlier in this series, some kind of parameter base. So how do you know when to do this and how do you execute it?
Yeah, it's interesting as I diet down more and more extreme weight loss clients. To me, just from an observational standpoint, I see anywhere between like 1,400 and 1,000 calories is where that motivation starts wavering a little bit. And it's really tough for people to start staying consistent there if their show isn't right around the corner. If it is, it usually helps light that fire and keep them going. That's usually about a good time. I have had people go past that though and really push the brink just to, build their metabolism back up so then we can take another good swing at weight loss, usually the final swing to get them on stage. So I kind of have to find mentally if the client can stay consistent at this calorie level. We always have to be aware of accurate tracking, accurate logging, accurate information. And if they're doing well with adherence, I will push them further. If they start struggling, this is a good time to do a diet break or a metabolic building phase. Let's meet your, calories where you're at mentally right now and bring things up slowly. One of the great things about this is sometimes they lose when you bring calories up slow enough. And if they're willing to be adherent enough and move up those calories slow enough, you can see some weight loss because of that. And most importantly, you're getting their metabolic rate faster, increasing thyroid hormones and helping them get ready for their next weight loss phase. So I kind of determine it based on psychology of the client and just their progress as well.
I notice that with people who are losing a lot of weight, and maybe this is their first run. I mean, sometimes this is a bucket list thing. Somebody who needs to lose a lot of weight and they decide I'm going to do a contest. That's my motivation. They're in it. They're excited. But if you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing nonstop for 8, 10, 12 months, and they lose 80 pounds or more, the rebound can be atrocious. It's things that they just don't expect. Physically, they're priming their body for that rebound. Whereas if every couple months you just take a little break, hey, let's take a week, let's take 2, let's do this. But I find that even with my competitive clients who maybe not in that extreme weight loss range, we still need that. We need to be able to say, look, even in the midst of a 6-month contest prep, maybe you're going to have a week vacation. Maybe you're going to have a couple holidays or this or that. And we just need to be able to say, okay, look, we've allocated time for this. Let's be okay with just letting loose for a night. Go to your child's wedding and have fun and eat all the cake and drink all the beer you want. But then we got to regroup the next day and the next week, like we're back on track. But those kind of things are important. I do think there's some controversy yet and some unknowns in the approach we talk about in terms of raising somebody's metabolism. A lot of researchers are looking more at what that increased food volume does for total daily energy expenditure, non-exercise, thermogenesis. And I think all of that is something we can get into, but more so it is about this episode's topic, which is the journey and being sustainable and having those behavioral changes that are more acceptable and doable over the long term.
Absolutely. It's interesting because when I do get calories up high enough with a client, it is nice to give them a week or two, like whether it be a vacation or holidays, as long as mentally. Sometimes that lack of adherence can almost demotivate a client too. We see those situations where they're like, I gained 5 pounds. I feel horrible about that. So that's where that part gets tricky in terms of not giving as many parameters. But I have clients who do really great without parameters sometimes. And I'm always open to that. And then I have clients who just do horrible without structure.
Well, and that's just it. It doesn't have to be either or. I mean, there always has to be some level of objectivity and structure, and that's the primary role of a coach is to be the play caller, to be the person saying, here's what we have to do, here's how we write up the X's and O's on the whiteboard, but we still have to make it survivable and sustainable and enjoyable. So you guys stay tuned, because in the next couple episodes, we're going to wrap this up talking about some of the real ways to execute those final steps leading from extreme weight loss into a contest. So stay tuned.